All right, it's time for the predictions, and I'm not going to give a review just yet because I'm going to do that hopefully during my live stream. If not, I'll do it the next day. But I just want to let you guys know I will be going live this Saturday at 8 p.m., so make sure you guys tune in. Unfortunately, I will have to miss the 0 hour due to work, but to be honest, I'm really not feeling the 0 hour just because these matches I've already seen already. Only thing I haven't seen already is the Eddie Kingston and the Hook, being in action. Other than that, everything else we're going to skip. As much as I want to see, two of my favorites, Megan Bain and Harley Cameron, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shout out to Willow and shout out to Penelope. It's just, I've already seen them wrestle each other multiple times. That's enough. I'm still waiting for Harley Cameron to do a storyline with Mercedes Moné, and I'm still waiting for Willow to, get into it with Chris because I know everybody want to see that. And I'm still waiting for Megan Bain to get a title shot along with Penelope. I'm still waiting for the tag team titles for, in the tournament. So we're going to skip that, man. We're just going to skip it this time. And then hopefully next time, we'll have a better 0 hour. But we need Harley Cameron on the card for the pay-per-view. We already got Jamie Hayter. You already got Thekla on the card. You got Chris Stanlander on the card. And that's great. But I still think we need Harley Cameron on that card too because she could make a great story and she could tell great storytelling, especially if she do a little storyline with Mercedes Moné. So hopefully Tony will bring that back. Maybe he'll bring it back when she loses the TBS title. But if I was him, I would bring it back even while she's still champion. But we have to wait. So, but before I give my thoughts and give my predictions, we're gonna go ahead and check out Bobby Masu because he dropped a video, and shout out to him for doing a review of AEW Dynamite and Collision. I know he don't watch Collision, but it's a combination, so you might as well watch it. So thankfully he did watch the 3 hour episode. So we're going to go ahead and check out his review on that. And then after that, we're going to talk about, Wrestledream. So let's go ahead and get started.
Now, Dynamite started off Tony Storm, Chris Statlander, fire segment, man. Well, Renee, she's doing an interview backstage. Tony Storm is one of the best people doing promos right now. Her whole gimmick, just completely flawless, man. She straight told Chris, man, dog, I don't even know how I feel without the title, man. I'm gonna get mines back at Wrestledream. Statlander letting her know it ain't gonna be that easy. The Statlander you got that time won't be the same one you're getting this time, man. It's gonna be crazy at Wrestledream. If you ask me, I think Statlander gonna go over again. I think it's Statlander time to see what she could do as AEW Women's Champion for the past few months. Tony Storm isn't going nowhere, and we all know that. I think these women are going to have a classic match come Wrestledream, man. What I liked about Dynamite tonight was the segments, man. I love the segments. I love the storytelling building. Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, I quit match at Wrestledream. This might be one of the sickest matches in history. We might actually see Darby Allin get put on a t-shirt, RIP, after Jon Moxley gets done with him. He promises, man, he's going to destroy Jon Moxley. They got a nice setup when they did they face-to-face, man. They needed plexiglass. They had to go in a penitentiary for this promo. Jon Moxley telling Darby Allin, he gave him the olive branch. He said, look, man, it's going to get bad at Wrestledream. The olive branch is here, man. Join the Death Riders. Darby Allin, crazy ass. Negative. He said, man, I see what you did to Bryan Danielson. That was one of your best friends, man. I know you'll do the same for me. Jon Moxley says business is business. Out of nowhere, Pac comes out, start whipping Darby Allin ass. Tried to throw him through the plexiglass, man. Pac is a different beast, man. You don't want him on you, man. Of course, the brutal beating wasn't enough for Darby Allin because he's coming back for more later on. The Death Riders tried to destroy him before Wrestledream even gets here. Darby made it to the ring and met Jon Moxley. Then he pulls out an AEW flag, basically telling him he's not going to quit, letting him know he'll be buried 6 feet deep before he ever quits. Moxley takes it as pure disrespect, hits him with a DDT right on the AEW flag. Man, I can't wait until this match this weekend. Darby Allin is a sick man, dog, seriously. I quit match, John Moxley, Darby Allin. I'm really excited for this one, man. People was calling me, hitting me up, man. They had the Don Callis birthday dinner. Where was you at, Bobby Monsoon? Was you there? Of course I was. Oh man, I don't see you in the picture. Well, somebody had to hold the camera. Your boy Bobby Monsoon was the cameraman at the dinner time. They wasn't gonna let none of the AEW cameramen that are jabronis to do the job, so I had to do it. I had to capture a great dinner, a successful dinner. Man, I'm liking what Don Callis doing, man. Kyle Fletcher, Okada, and the family's growing, it's getting bigger, man. But in all seriousness, no, man, somebody tell me, where the hell is Andrade? Where's Andrade at, Tony Khan? Dog, certain shit is starting to piss me off. We need some type of story. We need some type of explanation. Man, is Andrade the same place where AJ Lee's at? He's supposed to be at the dinner. Where has he been? I've been calling his phone. I've been texting Andrade. I'm getting sent straight to voicemail. Somebody in the comments let me know, where the hell do you think Andrade's
at? And finally, WWE sent AEW cease and desist over Andrade. Now, final story today asks, where on earth is Andrade in AEW? Andrade once again made the jump from WWE to AEW, and then he returned to AEW television in a big way by attacking Kenny Omega. Despite this strong return, Andrade has been completely absent from AEW programming ever since, and it's almost as if the return never took place. This has led to some fans on social media speculating that Andrade could have already encountered issues, as this is the most bizarre way to bring a talent back into the fold. Fightful Select would chime in on the speculation, and they confirmed that Andrade is indeed signed with the promotion, but everything is exceedingly quiet. There's been much speculation about Andrade and not many answers. We spoke to sources that spoke to Andrade in the last week who said he seemed in good spirits, but didn't indicate what he pulled from recent shows and hadn't been on AEW TV since reappearing. Things have been exceedingly quiet. The little bit of response we got was that Andrade is in fact signed, but that the absence was something that at least one person didn't see as AEW or Andrade's specific fault. We can't really speak to that, not knowing what it is, but here we are waffling anyway. Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez would then follow this up on the Observer Live, and in a shocking twist, it turns out that WWE has sent AEW a cease and desist letter. I was told that Andrade is not hurt, he didn't get himself fired. Apparently something is up involving his WWE non-compete. When he was fired, remember we were told WWE didn't care? That's what I've been hearing was WWE sent a letter and AEW obviously didn't know. AEW obviously believed that there was no non-compete. A PW insider followed up on the situation, noting some confusion within the 90-day non-compete. The initial belief within WWE circles was that since Andrade was cut outright, he was not going to be paid his 90 days and was free to perform elsewhere. After he began making his appearances, WWE clarified to Andrade that even though he was not going to get the traditional 90 days pay following his release, he was still subject to the 90-day period where he cannot perform elsewhere. One WWE source said that the company was not going to have a system in place where someone could leave due to violating policies and then end up elsewhere the next day. It was described as a loophole WWE could not allow to exist. Fans have already been joking that Andrade is planning on jumping ship back to WWE, which is kind of hilarious, and some fans have even fantasy booked Andrade popping up on next week's SmackDown. The story looks at WWE bans Andrade for 1 year. Now, our top story today takes a look at the fallout from Andrade's WWE exit. Now it's been surfaced that Andrade may not be able to be featured on AEW television for a whole year. Fans were utterly confused when Andrade reappeared on AEW programming, then suddenly disappeared as if it never happened. It was reported earlier this week that AEW had received a cease and desist from WWE as Andrade had a non-compete and it was in breach. To make things even worse, it's now surfaced that the new TKO contracts have a clause that if talent breaches these initial non-compete terms, they will be unable to work in another promotion for an entire year. PW Insider were the first outlet to break this shocking story, and it has since been corroborated by numerous sources. In relation to how Andrade is taking the news, Fightful Select reports that the former WWE US champion has a good lawyer, so if he needs to fight it legally, he will. A number of people have indicated to Fightful Select that Andrade has a very good lawyer, but didn't specify if he was fighting it. The 90-day period is often referred to as a non-compete, but is actually more of a notice of contract expiration as talent gets paid. PW Insider reported that Andrade Andrade would not be getting paid during that non-compete. The conflicting element is that almost any court situation to fight it would extend past the 90 days. However, that's where things differ from the norm. Fightful Select have also been able to provide the exact clause in the WWE Talent's contract, and the clause relating to the year-long ban reads, "Upon termination of this agreement by promoter for breach of the terms hereof, wrestler shall not work, appear, or perform in any capacity for any professional wrestling, sports entertainment, mixed martial arts, and/or ultimate fighting organization, promotion, or entity not owned or controlled by promoter or any affiliated or any subsidiary company thereof in the US for a period of up to 1 year from the date of such expiration or termination as specified by promoter in notice of termination, provided however if no less a period is specified by promoter in the notice of termination, such period shall be 1 year." And numerous sources, including Fightful Select, have pointed out that there's no way this holds up in court. This is such a bold clause to include in a contract, and it's surprised that this clause hasn't been leaked online before the Andrade incident. Tony Khan has been asked outright what is happening with Andrade in his contract, and in a worrying move, Khan revealed that he's unable to say much on the topic. Speaking on a media call yesterday, the AEW president stated, "Yeah, I would just echo the sentiments. Again, when Andrade had initially left in 2023, I have a ton of respect for him. I'm saying as much as I can about it. But I appreciate you asking, and I'm excited to see what's next for Andrade. Again, this is somebody that I think is just an incredible wrestler I really enjoy working with in the past, and I'm excited to see what's next for him. Thank you for asking." Now, this story is such a heinous look for WWE and TKO, and it may be in their best interest for them to release a statement of sorts, as a lot of mainstream media outlets are picking up on the story, and they will no doubt want to avoid this negative PR.
Takeshita, he wasn't in town, so he was on the TV screen, and Okada, he turns off the TV screen, and he says, "Oops, my bad." Okada's pretty funny with it whenever he wants to be, man, seriously. We got Brodito versus Okada and Takeshita, man. This is going to be interesting, man, seriously. We all know that in real life, bro. Brodito, I love the tag team. I'm loving what they're doing. But Okada and Takeshita, when they're on the same page, there's no way Brodito's going over. But will they, though? They already went over on an episode of Dynamite previously. I'm interested in seeing, will Tony Khan put the AEW World Tag Team Champions? Will he give them to the Don Callis family, or will he keep them on Brodito, man? It could go either way with me. Obviously, I'm biased if the Don Callis family come away with the tag team champions, but man, Brodito, I love that tag team, man. I'm liking everything they doing. Let me know in the comments what y'all think and who's going to come out on that one. The main event was a trios match. The Ops versus LF5. Hangman Adam Page on commentary, and of course, Samoa Joe and the Ops get the win. Honestly, I think AEW dropped the ball with this one, and I don't care if the AEW police comes for me. The facts are the facts. They completely failed to get people hyped for this match. Now, yeah, the AEW World Championship match, I know the match itself will be good, but the Samoa Joe versus Hangman Adam Page feud feels like it came out of nowhere. It's rushed. No real build. No real heat. I'm paying my $50 for Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley. Brodito versus Okada and Takeshita. I'm even more excited for Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe than I'm excited for an AEW championship match. It's crazy when you think about it. This is supposed to be the top prize in AEW, man, and I want to see more effort into the booking. Why couldn't Adam Page and Samoa Joe got one of the cool segments some of the other matches had, man? Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that Wrestle Dream this weekend, man. It's going to be a good PPV, my bad. I forgot I gotta pay $50 for Wrestle Dream, man. I really don't got it, but I'm gonna pay it, man. Seriously, I'm looking forward to the I Quit match. I want to see the tag team match with Brodito and them. I want to see Hangman Samoa Joe, man. I want to see Tony Storm, Chris Stratland. There's a lot of things I want to see, so I'm gonna give AEW the $50, man.
All right, let's get started. So, her Syndicate versus The Man, we're skipping that. The Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express, we're skipping that. But this right here, Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe, I think that's going to be a great match. Now, I'm not expecting Mark to win, but if he can put on a great match with Kyle Fletcher, I think that would be good. But I do think that Mark should get some kind of title. I just don't think he should get that one. But hopefully, maybe he can come back with the Ring of Honor gold. But I think he should win some type of gold in Dynamite or Collision. But I guess we're going to have to wait until Kyle decides if he wants to go back to the AEW world title. We have to wait on that. And hopefully next year we'll, see if he wants to do that to where he could become the youngest to go after the belt like Randy Orton did at SummerSlam and I think like 04 or 03. So it'll be a great match, and I can't wait to watch it. Then we have Thekla versus Jamie Hayter. Hey, man, shout out to Tony Khan for putting them on the PLE, well, pay-per-view. But, yeah, I'm glad that they put them on the card. I mean, even though they're not fighting for nothing, it's just good to see them on the card. So I'm happy for Thekla, and I'm happy for Jamie Hayter. I haven't seen Jamie Hayter on the card since Double or Nothing, so hopefully this will be a great match, which it will. But hopefully either one of these ladies will, beat each other until, blood and guts. And then after that, hopefully we can get one of these ladies to go after either the TBS title or the AEW women's title. But I think if anybody should go to either or, you could take your pick. I already know what I want. I want Thekla to go after the TBS title, and then Jamie Hayter, the rest. So this will be a great match, and I can't wait to watch it. Then we have Brodido and Brozuko Okada and Kuroshuse Takashita. I hate his first name. I hate his first name so bad. But I'll just say Takashita and Adakata. So the last names are the easiest. So for these two. But I hope these two go out. I hope these two betray each other because honestly, I really need those two to portray each other because that's what's going to make this match interesting. I do not want them winning the belts to the point where we can't get these two to portray each other at all. So hopefully they will show sometime. Hopefully they'll start it tomorrow because I really do not want to see this match if they're just going to win the belts and then nothing happens. Like, I know you got a story to tell with these two and you're telling it. But the thing is, when are we going to get these two to betray each other so we can get a match between these two? Because I know Takashita, I know he wants that belt. I know he does. Come on, man. But then again, I am thinking that maybe they're holding the belt for Swerve because I do believe that Swerve is going to come back. And when he does come back, he's going to want that belt. And honestly, I'm looking forward to that. So if that's the plan, then I got it. But still, Takashita should go after the belt and he should be getting his lick back at Okada. So hopefully we could see that tomorrow. But if we don't, then I don't know who's going to beat them for the titles. I really don't, especially when they have backup. I don't know how this is going to work. But, hey, we'll see how it goes. But it better be interesting. Otherwise, don't be surprised if I just walk around the apartment and not say anything. You know what I mean? Because, listen, I ain't got nothing to say in this match. If I don't see no betrayal, I'm going to say this match was mid, okay? It might be great ring-wise, but storytelling-wise, I'm probably going to end up falling asleep because I don't do good when the clock hits 10 between 11, all right? Anybody that know my live streams, I do end up falling asleep because I got to get up in the morning for work, and the one thing I do not want is to fall asleep during these main event matches, especially the I Quit match. And speaking of the I Quit match, let's talk about it. Yo, this I Quit match versus Darby Allin and Jon Moxley is going to be a 5 out of 5. I know it for sure. Now, the question is this. Is it going to be Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns? I think so, especially if it gets a 5 out of 5. So, I follow Wrestling Republic. So, if they give this match a 5 out of 5, whew, yeah, it definitely beat it. You know what I mean? And I still got the ratings on my phone. So hopefully this match will be a 5 out of 5, which it will to me. But we have to watch and see. So if we can get this match a 5 out of 5, whoo! Now, that's going to beat the match with Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed, including Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins combined. So we'll see how it goes. But I know this match is going to be bloody, very graphic, and you do not want to miss this match because this match right here is going to be very horrifying. And you know Halloween is in 2 weeks. Lord have mercy. Can you imagine if they put this as a throwback and they post this match on the YouTube channel for Halloween? It makes sense because it's gonna be bloody. It's gonna be horrifying. It's gonna be very disturbing, and quite frankly, it's gonna be extremely graphic to the kids. And even though I said that already, shit, I know the little boys want to see blood, but the girls, But so this is definitely the match for the boys. But I'm pretty sure there's some women that do want to see this, but you got to be used to horror films if you want to watch this. So just know it's going to be horrifying. So be prepared. Next, we got Chris Stanlander versus Toni Storm for the AEW Women's title. Look, we all know that Chris Stanlander is going to retain because Toni can't win this. Because I'm going to just say this right now. If Toni Storm wins this match, I do believe that Chris Stanlander will join the Death Riders. And when she does join, don't be surprised if she start tearing up shit. Because I'm telling you, her and Marina and Willer will definitely be the Rhea Rebbe, the Dominic Mysterio, and the Raquel Hernandez, if that was, a team, but most likely not. But I'll tell you right now, we're definitely going to get Chris and Willer as the new Rhea and Dom. I'm tell you that. So you better make sure that Chris Stanlander retains, because if she don't retain, there's a possibility she's going to join the Death Riders, and I can see it coming. So you better hope she retains, which I hope. Then the last match, we have Adam Page versus Samoa Joe for the AEW World title. Now, listen, Bobby Masu did say that the build-up was not that great. Well, I mean, they definitely could have done more, but they only had a few weeks, 2 weeks. So obviously they could have just done something else, but unfortunately Adam Page don't have no opponents. So Samoa Joe is the opponent. But I would have liked it if they would have had Adam Page versus Powerhouse Hobbs, and then maybe Samoa Joe will jump in and attack, Adam Page while, that happened, and then we would have done a build-up from there until the next pay-per-view. But that did not happen. So, and then it wouldn't even be the main event. We would have just had that as the, the match before Tony and Chris and before Darby and Allin. So Allin and John Moxley should have been the main event, if you ask me. But, they got to put the world title as the main event. So it is what it is. But I still think it's going to be a great match, and I don't want to miss it. So, like I said, I'm going to try my absolute best, guys, to stay up and watch this. But I'm telling you right now, past 10 o'clock, is usually the time where I end up sleepy and very tired. So I'm going to try to see if I can use my other phone as my alarm clock, so that way I can wake up between each match. So hopefully I'll be able to, because I don't want to miss this, and I know you don't want to miss this either. So I'm going to try to stay up, guys, but I just hate the fact it's 8 o'clock, because 8 o'clock is usually the worst times for me. But, especially when I'm going to be going to bed. So my bedtime is usually past 11, but I'm going to try to stay up for this. So I'm going to try my best, guys. So if you hear a ding, 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 just know that's my alarm clock. So I'm going to try to wake up. I'm going to try. So because I do not want to miss those three main events. I can miss everything else, but when it comes to those three matches, I do not want to miss it, all right? I don't want to miss the I Quit match. I don't want to miss the women's match, and I definitely don't want to miss the world title match for the AEW title. So I'm definitely going to watch it, and I hope you guys watch it with me tomorrow. So remember, it's 8 o'clock. We're skipping the 0 hour because I'm not watching 4 matches for 1 hour. I won't do it. So, what I'm saying? And some of the matches are not even that interesting for me to look at. But I hope that Harley Cameron one day be on the card, but we need to get her a storyline with Mercedes Moné in order for that to happen. So hopefully we can get that rolling, but we got to wait. So, I understand it's not getting enough attention on social media, but that's not our fault. You dig? So hopefully they'll spin it back, but we got to wait. So hopefully it works out. But right now, we just have to wait. So, but we don't have to wait about tomorrow, because tomorrow will be Wrestle Dreams. And I will be making a short clip after this video. So if you see a short clip about tomorrow, just know it's it's kind of like a, you know, reminder set button, you know what I'm saying? Just a little reminder to let you know, like, hey, Wrestle Dream is tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Do not miss it. So hopefully you'll be able to watch it after work, you know, and you'll be able to watch the pay-per-view. So make sure you guys tune in, get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow at 8. Also, I know last time I was supposed to drop some reaction videos of Dynamite and Collision because I fell asleep on some matches and missed some matches. So I'm definitely going to try to work on that tonight. I don't know if I'm going to work on all of them, but I'm definitely going to work on some of them. So if I don't post all of them tonight, you'll see like at least 3 or 2 videos of matches that I missed. And I know y'all want to see the women matches, so I'm definitely going to work on that first before I work on the men. So pause. But anyway, get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. Be on the lookout for those reaction videos and first thing in the morning. And I'll catch y'all tomorrow evening for Wrestle Dream, okay? Get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And I'll catch y'all in the next video, all right? And I'll catch y'all for the pay-per-view. I'm out.